What do you think about my hair?
I have to say.
Don't fucking be honest.
Wait,
It's a good look.
Wait. Let's start with this.
Well, first of all, everyone, welcome to the Laugh Podcast.
Oh.
Today, we have a very good friend of ours, very talented artist, Ill Nicky.
Artist, songwriter, Ill Nicky.
Thank you,
Welcome
guys.
to the
wait,
pod.
wait, hold on. All right.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
get it. Woo!
I
Thank
like
you guys
a man
so much
that
for
can give
having
himself
me.
a round of applause.
Wait, really quick.
Yeah, for real.
Will you just turn the air down like one notch? These lights like soak into my skin on another level. It's so crazy. I feel like I'm tanning. Wait, okay, so we have to talk about the new hair, your new blonde hair. Have you ever heard this conspiracy that when people become part of the Illuminati, they bleach their hair?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So the funniest is like Nick's music has been popping off. I see him touring and all this
Coming
stuff,
up.
and all of a sudden he has the bleached hair, and I was like,
Wow.
Damn.
"Are you Illuminati, bro?"
No.
So what,
Trust me. You want to look at my bank account?
what dirt do they have on
Tell
you?
me where to sign.
He said, "Tell me where to sign."
No.
Yeah, you've been
No.
waiting. You submitted your application. You're just
Right.
waiting to
Yeah.
hear back. You
So
know?
the hair has nothing to do with that then.
No. It has everything to do with just I'm too nice, and I walked into the place. My buddy Mateo, shout out Mateo. He I just asked him what he wanted to do, and this is what he wanted to do.
So this is how you ended up with blonde hair.
This
Nice.
is how I ended up with bleached hair.
I think it's a good look.
I do
Honestly,
too.
I've always kind of wanted to try something out. You know, like I remember there were people that were like, remember they were doing it like white, like buzz cut, and then like dyeing it white.
like
But
Raiden.
for me, I'm like scared. You have like really thick hair.
Yeah.
I'm just scared. Like once you do it, like what if it just like damages your hair
Dumb.
forever?
Don't
You
do
know?
anything. You don't need any help.
I know.
You stick with what you're doing, buddy.
This guy, he is the definition of a Virgo perfectionist. I thought I was a crazy perfectionist until
He's a Virgo too?
yes.
Oh damn! You found your counterpart for real.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
for real.
Damn,
So,
I didn't know that.
well, this is what's crazy. Like you've worked with me. We've been friends for a while. Like I'm very meticulous.
Meticulous.
I am a little bit OCD, but like being with you, I realized I'm not that bad. Like I was
Oh,
like,
that's nice.
no,
You
like
made her feel not so
I'm
bad.
chill about it though.
yeah, no, like he's like Mr. Like I'm like, babe, do you see what you look like? Like you literally don't need anything. Like you could wear a trash bag and you look great.
No, but
Like Kim
there's one
Kardashian?
thing that I'm sure all of us can relate to of being in this industry, these
Yeah.
industries. It will make you painfully aware of your flaws. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's when anytime anyone asks me for advice on like getting into modeling or getting into TV, not music obviously, but I'm sure you can relate. That's always one of my things that I say is like, well, it looks cool from the outside, but be ready and make sure that you're mentally strong
yeah.
enough for the things that come, the
Definitely.
negative that comes with it.
What are all these things in my pockets? Why do I have a
Um,
poop bag in my pocket?
This dude's like a kangaroo.
but okay, no, wait. So let's get into image because that's what you're
Yeah.
just saying. It's like, being in
Yes.
this industry and doing music, it's like I feel like we're very similar where we just want to make music and just make good music and have people be our fan for that. But with social media and the way things are these days, it's like the image is so much of it.
I know.
Do you feel like it's like a lot of pressure?
Yes, because that was something like back in the day. You're coming up and you're just like it's the last thing sometimes on your list.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to perfect your craft. You're getting out there. You're networking. You're meeting people. You're like learning the business side, or you're learning some side of it. And then you're like, oh shit! Like I need to like really have like a look. And I tell people all the time now, if you have a $5,000 budget, no offense videographers, but if you have a $5,000 budget, spend $4,000 on the look. Like literally make sure you look tight. Because I've noticed that, I mean, obviously get good and work on your craft. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
But I just, images is like, it's important to the point of like, but that's who we grew up with. We loved rappers like Busta Rhymes and shit, and the image was so dope.
I
and
mean,
unique.
Gwen Stefani is who
Gwen
I grew up with.
Stefani.
Look at how she dressed and her
Right.
image.
I
It was
mean,
everything.
I
you
mean,
know?
Wayne inspired a whole
Right.
Yeah.
culture of face tattooed kids.
Absolutely.
Oh, literally. And I
Damn.
hate that. Like, Wayne's even said it a couple times,
Yeah.
but like, I feel like we need to say it again for him. Like, he does not get the credit he deserves. Like, there's the Little
Agreed.
Pumps of the world. Shout out to Little Pump. That's the homie. Like,
Oh,
no
he
one too.
influenced all that.
But
Yeah.
but Wayne literally influenced so many people to do
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
it's just crazy because I feel like, back then it was also more like a unique look thing, whereas now it's like
Right.
everybody can have the same look, and it's like, oh, it's like the face tat era, or like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so I think it's gotten a lot harder because it's like, okay, do I kind of go with what's the in look right now, or should I just be so unique that I look crazy?
And
Yeah.
that's scary to me because
Mhm.
it's like, damn, it puts people in a position of like, okay, if I want to try to blow up or I want to try to make waves,
Yeah.
I have to do this like permanent thing to myself that might fuck
Yeah.
up my whole
Right,
future.
right.
You know, like that's a
Yeah.
very weird time that we're in where it's like, it's true. You have to be that social media, like clickbait, like image.
Yeah.
But what if that's not who you want to be?
Well, that's what I would say is that lean into your heritage, like
Mm.
or whatever upbringing you had. Like someone winning right now, like the Mexican OT.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
you guys know him.
Yeah.
Like when you see him, it makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, I can imagine you growing up a young Mexican American kid in Houston, Texas, type shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And it's the same thing. Like I actually never used to look at my Italian heritage as some.
Pause.
Yeah.
Not trying to intercept
No,
and
please.
shout myself out super hard,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
when we did your
No
music
roast.
video, which
Yup.
I directed a music video for my boy Ill Nicky.
Yup.
Shout out to co-director Ghost in the
Yup.
building.
Uh-huh.
You know, I felt like that was something that I wanted to, like,
Yeah.
every time I hang out with you, it's like something Italian is brought up. We're talking about Italian food. Like you're always bringing it up to the point where like your heritage is very much in my mind when I think of Ill Nicky.
Right.
And so when I did his music video, remember I was like, yo, we need a scene like at the Italian restaurant,
Yeah.
like bossed up with your boys, like showing that side of your culture, because I feel like in America, you know,
Mhm.
and also for me as like a little white girl who's American,
Mhm. You're American?
obviously, you know, well, also growing up in LA, everything here is very much about like we all know like nobody's just American. Like
Yeah.
there's a culture in all of us, you know, and so you always kind of lean into like, what's your culture? Where are you from? For
Yeah.
me, it was my dad's side of the family's Russian.
Right.
And I always really tapped in with that. Even though like we're basically American,
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm Russian.
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I
still
mean?
It's still a culture.
And I think that that's something that I really would love for you to tap into more as you
Yeah.
go on as an artist, because I do feel like it's such, I mean, look at Jersey Shore, dude. They made a whole freaking
I know, it's insane.
franchise with
Yeah.
a TV show off of Italian culture, you
Right,
know?
absolutely. And I'm with that 100% because it's like, but when I was growing up, like I didn't really look at those things as a selling point when I started getting into music more. I didn't, it just didn't connect. It was like when people started asking me like, where do you come from? What are you about? It's like all these things, and they'd be like, why wouldn't you, you know,
Yeah.
why wouldn't that imagery, like the Frank Sinatra vibes, the, you know, just the big Italian American family with the Sunday dinners. And this is why I add it so much in my imagery and branding now, because like not to tie so closely to the identity of it, but like I like it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and I can wear it comfortably. And so being like, you know, and you know what it's like, we're these guests in this genre
Yeah.
that you're coming in, you're just trying to say like respect, like I love this culture, I love this music, I love everything about it, and I don't want to ever seem like I'm taking from it. So being myself and being Italian in it, it's like no one could say anything. I really grew up very Italian, and that's who I am. So it's
Yeah.
like it feels authentic, and I can look at myself on screen and be like, yeah, that's dope.
And there's so many Italian Americans.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people that
Relatable,
like,
right.
you know, even like I said, nobody in America. I mean, all of our, even if we have a family that's been in this country forever, like nobody is just straight up American. Like
Yeah,
this country
seriously.
is made from people who all come from different countries. And
Right.
so Irish, Italian, like
Mhm.
French, everything,
A
you know,
melting pot.
it's like it is kind of cool to tap into that culture that you do come from, you know,
Yeah.
because it's what makes us all unique in America, you
For
know.
sure.
You go to another country in the world and everybody's the same,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
For sure. And it doesn't always have to be like culture. That's something I really love about your imagery is like I receive it immediately. You know how it's so funny every time we do a song, it's like you have the video in your head.
I know.
Like, you know,
I'm
Dom,
always like
Oh,
the,
you
yeah.
have the video in her head right
I have
away.
the video before
Yeah.
we're done with the first like 3
Yeah.
bars.
She's already spent the money on the video.
Yeah, but I think that's half the battle that a lot of people don't have. So like
Yeah.
when you're like, oh, this is great music, but like, what is it? Or like, why do I care? Like you've always been so good, and I've been, you know, like influenced by a lot of these ways. Like it's very important to know, hey, how are people gonna receive this? And like, you know, and I think like very with you, like I'm always think when I went to, did I tell you when I was in Miami on tour? And I was like, why do I feel like I'm on set of a Chanel West Coast music video right now? And I'm here for it. I love it. It was like, it was the neons, it was the tropical, it was the coast, it was the yachts, it was like all that shit. And just, I love, and you always told me you love Miami. So it was like, there it is. There's part of what makes you, which was really cool. And like, I think people love seeing that. You know.
Thanks. I love that. See, this is why though, we have a condo in Miami that we're going to be living at. As of May, everybody, this is to all the homies in the room. Turn up time.
You need a roommate.
Hey, if you're cooking some Italian food for us all the time, we would love that.
Yeah. I'll bring enough.
No, but like that's why, like something about Miami, you know, it's just that beach lifestyle. I've always loved it here growing up in LA, but it takes 2 hours to get to our beach. And then by the time you get there, the water's freezing cold and the sun's already going down.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not that Caribbean, you know.
But I love that whenever you were in Miami, it made you think of me because Miami, even though I am Chanel West Coast, it is a really big part of like my image, you know. I love boats. I love the beach. I love the water. I love Miami. And I filmed like literally 4 music videos.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'll say 4 to be safe.
Ghost, is this true?
But I've filmed several music videos in Miami. So yeah, no, it's like, I think that is, and that's why I did that because I realized, I'm like, especially with the song Lit for Days, which shout out to you. You're a co-writer on the song.
Let's go.
I felt like that song just is such a like fun summer beachy vibe song. And when I heard the song, I literally imagined it like partying on a boat on the water. And like now people, just like you said that, I have people all the time that will like, I think that they like associate that song Lit for Days. Like they go to Miami and they'll send me a DM and they're like playing Lit for Days and they're like, hey girl, like I'm in your zone. And I'm like, I'm Chanel West Coast, not Chanel 305.
Like I'm in your city, right?
So like I love that I put that so much into my music videos and imagery that it's kind of something that people associate me with now. So,
absolutely.
But I think that that's why you need to keep really honing in on the Italian culture. And I think that there should be little sprinkles of it in everything that you do because it is a big culture. Like, you know,
fuck a sprinkle. I'm like thinking, I want you to go full hog with it. Like, we need to start sampling. We need to start sampling The Godfather, sampling Goodfellas. I think you need to be in a suit and it just needs to be like you're the Godfather and you need to lean so hard into it to where people like see it with you. I think we're onto something right now.
Can I tell you an idea that I want to execute?
Yes.
Maybe not this year, but 2025. I think a big goal of mine is because basically I just got off tour.
Yes.
Congrats,
by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I was a support for Fora, and then this summer I can't talk about it right now, but I'll be on tour with another artist, and then I think hopefully I'll be on my own. And my own tour, I always wanted to do like a ballroom tour. So where like it's very old fashioned, like Frank Sinatra, white tablecloth, candlelit dinners, and it's sit down and you come and you dress formally. And
that's the type of tour that I want to go to as a mom who's 35.
For sure.
I just want to sit.
Absolutely. Me too. And I want to call it the Sunday dinner tour and just, or maybe
the Sunday that's a really good idea.
Thank you. So like I'm right there with you.
Bro,
I
think this is it. I think your whole next album should just be like literally samples of like Italian like inspired themes.
This is why this why it's my man, you know what I'm saying? Babe, I'm not joking. When I did that video, is this not what I was saying? Like I literally was like, I really want to capture the Italian like essence,
Dude, you had me in a guinea tea in a vineyard.
Yeah, I literally
couldn't get more Italian than that.
He literally was in the middle of a vineyard, like having like a romantic dinner with a girl with like we had even the tablecloth with like that red and white checkered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I just wanted to capture like that feel of like this is an Italian man like singing, you know what I mean?
Paisan vibes. The red and the checkered cloth, the checkered tablecloth, kind of like. Have you guys ever been to like Dan Tana's?
Yes, I love Dan Tana's. Right?
So think of Dan Tana's is like my branding. It's the red and white. It's the garlic hanging from the ceiling. It's like the corked Merlot bottles. You know.
That's where that rich guy that was invited us to go to dinner. We couldn't make it that one time, and I remember I told you I was like, I want to go so bad. I love Dan Tana's.
Dan Tana's is fire.
Shit.
Yeah, no, it was like he used to like work with this like rich dude who's like really cool, and he was like having a bunch of like cool people for dinner, and
Yeah.
I think my parents were in town or something, right?
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
and
it's
we
coming
couldn't
back
go,
to
and
me.
I was just like, oh,
We'll have to go. We're gonna go.
I love Dan
Yeah, we'll have to
Tana's.
go.
It's so good.
Are you sure you're not any Italian?
No,
he's
I'm
sure.
literally I'm English, Scottish, Nigerian, and Cameroon. That's
Wow.
it. Just those four things.
Him-
Two very white things and two
Yeah.
very black.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I just feel like this is what people are supposed to look like. It's like
I
the
will-
world.
Well, it's funny because obviously I look completely white, but I
Yeah.
do think that having that like
No.
25% is just it gives me just enough of like the
Yeah.
benefits
You
of
don't
that.
look completely white.
No, you don't.
One of the first things I said to him, but it
My,
also was
this hairstyle makes me look.
he
more
had
white.
longer hair when I met him. His hair was like down to here, and his hair when it gets long, it's curly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And do you remember one of the first things I said to him? You were super tan too because you were living in Miami, and he gets like really tan after 5 minutes of being in the sun. So you can imagine living there how dark he was.
Right.
And I said immediately, I was like, I think I said, "Are you Hawaiian or
Yeah,
something?"
everyone would ask me if I was Hawaiian.
I
That's
said
so
that.
funny.
Because
Yeah, I
obviously
could
you
see
would
that.
never guess that I was part black, so they're just like, well, I know you're something.
Yeah.
And you have
Right.
long hair.
Like,
you
what
must be
are you?
Hawaiian.
Wow.
No,
That's
The
amazing.
funniest when he had long hair, everybody would be like, "Yo, you surf, bro?" And he's like, "No, I don't fucking surf."
That was the thing. That
How
was
long
like
was your hair?
that was like down to here.
No,
and
it was not.
Yes. I don't know
It
if
was
we
like
can
a
find
different
it.
pull up
him.
But,
This is like the more refined.
pull up a photo.
bald.
Oh my
Um,
god, that's crazy.
But no, that's one of the like motivations of why I finally cut it off. Because like every time I met someone, the first thing they ask, "Do you surf?" And I was
Wow.
just every time I was like, "Yeah, well, sometimes, but not really."
Yeah.
Like, no, he had to like act like
felt
he actually
lame.
does.
I don't know if they'll have a lot of long.
Oh wow,
hair
yeah, those were
photos.
some
That's
locks.
like
Was it longer
middle-
than that?
That's like middle hair photo. Go to the
Middle
one, the
hair.
black and white one, up.
Wow.
And then the black
You ever
and
think
white
about
one
doing
in the
that
middle,
again?
Up.
He wants to a little bit, but
That
it's
one
like
you can't
a
really see it
commitment.
as much, but yeah, it's
Yeah, that
long.
that other picture that he was just on, yeah, that's long as fuck. That's
So funny.
crazy. You ever think about growing the hair back out?
Yes, but
Yeah.
um,
I can't grow my hair long because I look like Russ. Like my brother looks exactly like Russ. He had the hair down to his shoulders.
Wait, really?
His is more curly. Mine goes straight.
That's so funny.
that's funny.
So
Yeah.
funny. You're like, I'm already an independent artist.
Dude,
Right.
it's a commitment too.
I'm
like
such
you,
a bitch, dude. I tried to commit to long hair, and the minute I get just a little long, I'm like, fuck, and I give up.
Yeah,
give
because you
up
kind of
every
look like
time.
Right
shit.
now, you're
Yeah.
like half.
You know what I mean? Like this happened to me a couple weeks ago. I was literally like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going for it. I'm growing it out.
Right.
And then I got like a month in. I was like, no,
Right.
I look
Throw in the towel.
I look homeless.
I look hideous. Oh,
No,
man.
like literally. Well, right now you kind of have like a half short, half long, like
Yeah.
mullety.
yeah,
it's
you got
the-
your little Theo
It's the
Von
old-
mullet.
yeah, it's
kinda
the old
going.
mully.
Yeah.
You know, the old neck warmer, the old Kentucky passport, the old Minnesota waterfall.
Kentucky, is that what they call it?
Something I
The
heard
Kentucky
that before.
passport.
I like
I don't
that.
know.
That's funny. That's funny. See, when I went to Kentucky, which we told this story on another podcast episode, it was the Kentucky Derby. And I didn't know. And everybody was, so I get there and I'm like, yo, Easter Sunday's crazy here. I said, first of all, it's Saturday. Why are they dressed for tomorrow? And it was like everybody was in a yellow, purple, blue, like all pastel suits with hats. And I was like, yo, it's like a pimp convention.
That's so funny.
I didn't know. And then somebody's like, no, it's the Kentucky Derby.
Oh,
convention.
So I
Yeah.
saw nobody without hats. Literally, I'm not joking, you guys. Everybody was dressed up for this. I was like, yeah,
yeah.
I didn't.
That's I used to work at a restaurant in Del Mar next to the fairgrounds.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, you know, the Del Mar Fairgrounds, like
Yeah.
this is so popular with that. And I
Yeah.
used to feel the same way. And on, I think it was like July 25th every summer, dude, it was insane. There's hats, giant hats. And these people turn up, dude. You have like 60, 70-year-olds in there. I once walked like we were closing up and there was a couple having, are we pretty clean on this?
Yes.
They were having sex in the fountain. They were turned all the way up. This was the type of vibes that was going on at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
That's
So shout out
crazy.
Del Mar. You can cut that if you want.
The Del Mar Fairgrounds. That sounds like it'd be like the next like White Lotus show. The Del Mar
Yes.
Fairgrounds.
Yes.
Someone would definitely be having fountain sex
Yeah,
in that
fountain
show.
sex. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh. Wait, that's so funny. Wait, okay. So this is what we have to talk about. Speaking of shows,
Okay.
we share a common, all of us here share a common bond in being big fans of Love is Blind.
Huge fan.
Yeah, love it.
So, so who was your favorite from this season? I love always like,
Well, there's like, So I think Clay and AD are like my favorites because
yeah.
to me they feel the most normal. When I say like
Okay.
they feel like okay, well let's just say that I feel that's how I would. Operate.
Clay became my favorite after
Yeah.
the last episode.
Right.
Because just the way that he just delivered the quality content.
Right.
I can't with the fact that he went all the way to the altar and was like acting like up until like
Yeah,
the
that's
last
wild.
second.
Right.
Like I thought he was gonna say yes.
Yeah, that was wild.
But
But I liked their banter all the way
Right.
through. You know, like it felt very natural. Sometimes it's kind of awkward.
No, dude, you got to
Yeah.
see this meme because obviously when you watch it happen, you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
But then we saw a meme afterwards where it's like AD gets to the altar and this dude, full well knowing what he's about to do, is
Right.
like, hey. like-
Right.
You know, like full well
Yes.
knowing he's about
like,
to say
That is wild.
It
that
was
is
hilarious.
No, wait, what was what the meme say? It literally said not. It was literally
It's
like
like-
not AD getting all the way to the altar just to
Right.
do this, and it was like,
Right. Oh, no.
and you saw that when he did a little face to her, and he was like,
Oh my god. And then I like Jess.
"Of course you do."
Stab me with an EpiPen. Yeah, she cute, and I actually like her too. She was actually pretty. Like she seems very like well spoken.
Yeah, no,
Like,
she seemed really
you know what I mean?
smart, and you could tell
Yeah.
that. I just from hearing the little bit of her story, like I felt like she's been through a lot at a young age.
Yeah,
Had a
I got
child at a
that
young
from her.
age.
Yep.
And you could tell though that like she's one of these people who took like an experience that could deter people or set them back, and she really built off of it, and you
Yeah.
could tell it made her more of a boss, you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about her
I
so
love
much.
that. That's dope.
Yeah.
No, like you could sense that, especially now, like me being a mom myself. You know,
Yeah, you can relate.
let me just tell you, I
Mhm.
can't imagine not having Dom's help.
Right. Yeah.
The little
I
bit of
can't
help he
imagine
gets.
it
No, I'm
either.
just kidding.
Shout out to the dads out there, man.
No,
Big shout
no.
out to the dads.
No, I can't imagine. You know, it's like there's sometimes where it's just like, obviously, there's sometimes when he's not here, obviously, we both have separate lives, jobs, everything. And I have to like carry the car seat down to the car. And it's like, obviously, I can do it. I make
Yeah.
it work. I make it happen. But as I'm doing it, like, I'm not joking every single time in that moment. I'm like, oh my God, like, thank God for Dom because like this is heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I see people like Jess and hear their stories, like it's super inspiring to me, and it makes me appreciate my mom that much more too. And he had a single mom as well, and I just feel like that's why I love girls like that, and I can relate to them so much because I had a single mom and I saw how hard my mom struggled, and it just makes me like admire those type of people so much because
Sure.
you know, like you really like you know, like you weren't married, you knew that maybe like this wasn't the perfect situation to have a child, but selflessly you have this baby and you raise this baby on your own. And like, shout out to my mom, shout out to this girl Jess for that. I think that's what made me really like her too, was just hearing her story.
Yeah.
And that's also why she was a standout character, I think, on Love is Blind, because Love is Blind never has people who have had children. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah,
It's
that's
always,
true.
you know, people who are just like still like
Yeah.
living that normal young single life. And I think that was like a different kind of like thing to throw in the mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird. I remember when there was that episode and she discloses that information
Yeah.
to, was it Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his reaction was kind of like I don't know, maybe I'm different, but I just wouldn't care at all. Like I know that some guys that would be like, what am I getting myself into? But I don't know. One kid? What do you, I mean,
Well, if you were Jimmy, would you have picked Chelsea or would you have picked Jess?
if I was watching the show, I would have picked her.
You mean Jess? Wait,
That's
no,
I would have picked Jess.
I'm
No, but I think off personality, I would have picked Jess.
really.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know these people personally a lot, so like, I don't want to be. I really don't want to be rude to anybody if they're watching this. But
No,
like,
just
but
speak
my
your truth.
thing is like, I feel like you should be really working on yourself if you need constant validation, right?
Mhm.
And like, you should be like, I just don't think it's fair to put someone in that position if you guys can't be equal support to each other. I mean, there's always going to be challenges, and hopefully you can find somebody that helps you and gets you through tough times. But like, with that personality, I've seen that so many times where it's like, you're not ready for a relationship. Like,
Well, and that's the
you need too
thing.
much.
It's like we don't know exactly how much editing plays a factor into
Damn,
it or not.
that's
but
true.
it was like Chelsea. It's like, damn, you need validation every freaking 30
Yeah,
seconds.
Exactly.
It's like, yo,
It's
like,
a lot.
you know.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. you know what? We should try to get Jess. We should try to get Jess and Chelsea here together.
We should try to get Jess here right now.
We could go on a double date.
Right. At Dantana's.
We need to Dantana's. We can tie it all together.
There we
They
go.
were supposed to go on the double date. What are you talking about? You gonna take fucking Jess, or he's gonna take Jess? You're gonna take Chelsea?
He's gonna take you, you idiot.
No.
Oh, you.
What are you?
He's gonna take you. Chelsea's not coming.
Yeah, Chelsea's not invited to
She's
this
not
party. I'm
invited.
sorry.
No, but this is why I feel so bad. Like, honestly, first of all, my first name is Chelsea. Shout out to my.
Oh shit, I
See?
forgot.
Shout out to my name twin.
There's
Right.
only room for one Chelsea in this
Right,
group.
yeah,
No, but that's
exactly.
also okay. This is what I will say,
funny.
and this is why I feel bad that they portrayed her to be slightly annoying,
Mm-hmm.
because I know how TV editing works, and it wasn't that they tried to portray her to be annoying. It's that they were trying to like kind of tell this narrative of this is not working,
Right.
and they wanted, I'm sure they had a bunch of great moments. Her and what's his name?
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm sure her and Jimmy had a bunch of great moments, because do you really think this guy would be up until that late in the game being like, yeah, like I do want to marry you? We
Right.
only see the bad moments.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I just feel like it sucks because she was portrayed to be really annoying. And back to why I changed my name, every Chelsea I've ever known in life has been so freaking annoying that's
Wow.
why I was like, I'm going to go by
Wow.
my middle name,
Damn, shots
Chanel.
fired at all
Yeah.
the Chelseas out there.
No,
Right,
I'm like,
yeah.
but I know some actually super cool, funny Chelsea handler. Come on, funniest Chelsea there is. I grew up with another, like, one funny Chelsea, but like every other Chelsea has been so annoying. And that's why I was kind of sad that they portrayed this Chelsea to be annoying. Cause I'm like, you guys are literally just like continuing this thing that like the name Chelsea
Yeah, the
belongs to
stereotype.
Yeah,
an
the Chelsea
annoying human.
stereotype.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so that kind of bugged me.
Damn, maybe we could start something right now.
Yeah, stop being
Instead
a Chelsea.
Instead of a Karen, now you're a Chelsea.
You're a Chelsea.
No.
But no, because a
If you're
Karen,
annoying, you're
a
a
Karen
Chelsea.
is
Okay.
usually a Karen is someone like
Are
who,
you freaking kidding
What?
me? Stop.
why? You're not Chelsea.
You're gonna ruin my life because that's still my first name. That's still my first name.
Hey,
not
stop
like-
being a
it's not
Chelsea,
like
for
so-
God's
yeah,
sakes.
It's not like somebody who's like mean spirited, like Chelsea is like well intentioned but just annoying.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Oh
they
God,
have a
maybe
good
that's
heart.
why I changed my name, because the
Aw.
old me was more annoying. I'm like, I need to just completely get rid of that side
No,
of
it's
me.
funny because we were talking about Chelsea, like, and you were like, "Yeah, that's my name." I forgot that was your name.
Yeah, it's my first name.
I know.
And no, that's what made me feel like genuinely upset for her, because I just know how TV editing works, and it's like this guy would not have been sane that long into the show. Like, I do love you. Like, I do want to marry you. Like, I know we can make this work. If there wasn't a bunch of really good moments also happening, but we didn't see those moments. All we
Right.
saw was like her being annoying and needing that validation, you know?
Right.
Yeah, see, but sometimes I wonder how it really is, because in real life, it's
Yeah.
like we don't treat it as that big a deal. If he,
Mm-hmm.
say he saw her, maybe he wasn't that into her, saw a picture of Jess, it's like, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah.
And then now she's being a little annoying. He could be just out mentally already. But
Right.
now he's like, well, I'm on this TV show.
Yeah,
I
there's-
can't be an asshole and leave
Mhm.
now. Like
Yeah,
I
we gotta
gotta
save
I gotta
face,
see this
maybe.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And how much of it is that?
I know, probably a lot. Seriously. Wait though. What about that serial killer?
Oh my God, he's the best. But
Wait,
I
his
kind of
name
no.
was
So here's the
Matt?
thing.
Wait, who?
He didn't make it very far in the show, but he was like my favorite in
Bro.
the first episode.
I was like, I like this guy.
This
for
dude's
a
a
minute.
full-on
the guy
sociopath.
the guy asking like the
Clark Kent.
abrupt
Clark
like
Kent.
questions.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
no,
God.
the guy.
No, the dude
no,
that
the
was
guy
like
that-
telling every girl that he
they're
was
the
in
same
love
thing.
with her.
He
And
told
he's
AD,
like
and then he
was
told
like
the
a
other
serial
girl.
killer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're
Do
actually
you not
serial
remember
killing,
the guy that he was very quiet and he would just like walk out of rooms and like, hello? He'd just be gone. Like,
Oh yes, yeah, okay.
and then
okay,
he
yeah,
started talking to AD and he started like really talking.
Oh
He's like,
my
I don't
God.
usually talk about
He was
all
like,
these
yeah,
things.
girl, I want
And
that
he was
bean
really
dip.
sweet. Yeah.
Oh my God, when I saw that they were having
This
somewhat
guy.
of a connection.
Yeah, this dude, he's hilarious.
He looks like a really good bowler.
full on psychopath.
No,
Oh
when
my God.
when I saw that they had somewhat of a connection, I was like, I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to be that person, but like this is a moment where I was like, this show can ruin lives. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
Wait,
Like,
Oh
what?
yeah, that's him.
wait, that's so funny.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
pretty good
Yeah, we need a
lookalike right
side by
there.
side of that.
Oh my God. Okay, let me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
Okay, so on Love Is Blind, on this latest season, if just based on appearance, who is someone that you would like? Okay, that's my type.
For me, there's nobody on the man side.
Yeah.
I date the girls more than the guys on the season of Love Is Blind.
Right.
And I'm fully
man.
straight. So
Yeah. I don't want to be.
Is that an
mean to
uncomfortable
anybody.
question?
Yeah, you know, they're all beautiful ladies.
Beautiful ladies.
he would
Yeah.
definitely date Jess. Let's be honest.
Well, because no, seriously, the reason why I ask is because like I think about this all the time when I'm watching the shows. Like, could I do that? And it's because so much of love is like
You
how
wanna
you
hear the
vibe
funny
with
thing?
somebody, how they smell, how they look to you.
That's
like,
the thing,
you
and
know?
that's
Smell matters a lot too. That's
smell
also a
matters.
part where I feel like they like because like literally like before perfume and things existed, like in like the freaking I don't know what years. I always like the caveman type years.
Yeah.
You would literally like
Caveman
somebody
years.
based on their natural
pheromones.
pheromones.
And-
You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
You'd smell their BO and be like, that's the one I want to marry.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like
Absolutely.
like that's the one thing that's like you don't get that like feel connection, you know. It's a little
Yes,
weird.
like,
It's
how this
all
person makes me-
mental.
Yeah.
But like that's why I always joke, I'm like, if I was on Love Is Blind and we were in the pods, I feel like we would have a mental connection like 1,000% because that's mainly what connected us in the first place. And I'm like, and then Dom would come out and I'd be like, am I being fucking punked?
Stop.
Dom would come out and I'd be like, no, I did not actually pick the hottest
That
guy
would
here.
be really funny. Like the you know when the reveal happens and you just look up and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
No, like
This is a
no.
skit. This is
Yeah.
a skit.
Because I feel like, let's be
It's a skit.
honest, everybody on that they cast on Love Is Blind is a decently attractive human. Are they like the hottest of hot, like the freaking, you know, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt or whatever of, you know, it's like they pick attractive humans. So
Yeah.
everybody knows like, okay, I might not get the hottest person in the world, but I'm going to get somebody that's like
You're not
decently-
getting a total dud.
You're not
Yeah.
getting like a total
A train
dud,
wreck.
right? But I do think that they like, you know, there's the chances like, oh, maybe like the guy could like be shorter than the girl or like, you know,
Yeah.
like these little chances, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because like they always come out and they're like, nobody's ever like, there's never been a situation where somebody comes out and they're like, oh my God, like, oh, like I'm disgusted, you know?
I feel like there was one,
Oh, I'm sure it's
and
happened.
it was like,
oh wait,
no.
so you're gonna call that one person out
Oh,
by name?
Wait, who was it?
Who was
Who
the
I forget,
ugliest
I just-
person to ever be on Love Is Blind?
I don't know. I forget who it was, and it was like, oh, that was not what they were. They're not into this person. That's sad.
I know.
No, so that's
because
the
they had
thing.
such a good thing going.
Yeah, no, Love Is Blind is a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not like the perfect matchmaking that they make it
Also-
out to be because you
Yeah.
do need to have body language and
Definitely.
No, but they
you
also
know,
need
definitely.
a moment where it's like this, right? Like I already see the moment now. Like the producers will thank me later. Watch, we're gonna see this.
Yeah, let's go.
They need a moment where it's like they were bonding in the pods, and like one of these things where it's like two guys had the connection with the girl, but like the one guy got her, whatever, right? So like they were bonding, and but like how kind of like the ones who kind of end up together because like the one other person they were with and the other person that person was talking to ended up together. And then it's like, okay, well now we're left, right?
Yeah, right.
It needs to be where they're not fully into each other, like mental connection. But then it's like the hottest people.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they see them and they're like, I'm locked in.
Love isn't love isn't blind.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
so here's
there's
here's my idea
They
for a
see
new
them and then
show.
it's like, no, love at first sight.
Love at first sight.
Well, so here's a concept. What about Love Is Deaf? And it's a glass panel. You can look at each other, but you can't hear each other.
Oh, love is deaf. I thought you said
Yes.
death. I was so confused.
No, love
Deaf.
is deaf. Like you can't. So we're looking at each other, and it's just like,
Dude, you know what's so funny? The reveal and the guy has like this super high pitched voice.
exactly.
He's like sounds like Mickey Mouse.
He's like the most manly looking dude
Yeah.
ever, and then it's a super high
Will
pitched
you marry
girly
me?
voice.
It's like, what did I get myself into? I gotta listen to that every day. I would rather listen right now. I stand by this statement. I would rather an atrocious looking woman. That's a opinion, right? But like someone who's not generally attractive
yes.
with a nice voice than the other way around. I'd rather a nice voice, and you know what I mean. I can't do like annoying voices.
Yeah.
I can't do
Well,
annoying
so
voices.
here's the thing. Shout out to Jess. She's great, but
Yeah,
she's got a little nasally voice,
it's
a little bit.
It's a little nasally.
No, and I
And-
think
But it's
that
like-
like
You know.
if And I don't think that people watching Jess wanted to close their eyes, you know, because she's a very pretty girl.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you did, and you just listened to Jess and you listened to Chelsea when she wasn't being annoying,
Yeah.
that you might be like, oh, Chelsea has like the more attractive voice.
Yeah.
And plus,
yeah.
she said she looks like Megan Fox.
Right. That didn't work out. The voice that Jess has is like, it's true. It's a little nasally, but it's kind of cute. It's kind of like I imagine like a little girl with glasses, like, you know what I mean? Like,
But it's an
like,
honest voice.
It's like a nerdy voice. It's like I guarantee you she's a nerd. I guarantee she's like, oh my god, like if she talks about something that she's passionate about, she sounds like a dork. But I like that because it you know brings her a little bit more on my level.
So sidebar, I think that we need to get Jess on the podcast, and then we get her to be your leading lady in a video, Nick.
Leading lady in real life. That would be great. Let's do it. You direct it?
I will direct it.
Okay.
Hey, shoot, her bookings are going up. You know,
Let's
we
go.
might
Let's
not
get
be
her
able to
now.
afford her.
Let's get her now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about mine. You're talking about Jess's?
You're
I was
still
like,
doing
yeah,
good.
I'm about to get everybody to want me to direct her video.
Yeah. Let's go. She should be. That would be actually a fire idea. I'm down.
You guys-
Let me know when it is.
Wait, okay. Okay, enough about Love is Blind talk,
Yeah.
though, because you mentioned to me right before we started filming this podcast a show
Yeah.
that I cannot believe I haven't watched yet,
I can't either. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
and you got to talk to us about it. Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum.
So
I've never heard of this. Dang. Yeah.
It's
Sounds
so
good.
good.
Should we leave this out of the podcast?
No,
No,
hey, we're just
what?
talking. It's
Yeah.
free promo.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it tonight. What are you guys doing tonight?
Watching Love on
Watch Love on the
Love on the
Spectrum.
Spectrum.
Well, after this,
thank
we
you
have to go
later.
pick up the baby all the way
I
across
was about to
town.
ask, where is Bowie?
So
Yeah.
she's at my mom's right now.
Okay.
Which is funny. So you guys, I have to tell you, this is like a total random, complete sidebar. And this is what I was just saying, Ghost, you'll love that I just said this. Cause like, so my mom's out of town right now. So my godmother and godfather are watching the house for her. And they're literally my mom's best friends. They have been my mom's ride or die friends forever, done so much for her. And it was cute because like I got a Ring notification because my mom and my Ring are connected.
Mhm.
And I was like hoping that maybe I'd see the camera and see what Bowie's up to right now. So I went to look, and I look on the camera and it's just my godfather, Roy, like mowing the grass in the backyard for my mom. And I'm like, this is why this is my godparents. Like, they're the best. Like,
Oh,
they're
that's
so
cute.
sweet. They're watching the house for my mom. They're just like
They're taking care of the.
fully taking care of
that's
everything.
awesome.
Yeah. So
I
that's
love
where
that.
Bowie is right now.
Okay.
And
Nice.
but that's what I was telling Dom just now. I was like, that's why I made Ghost of Tracy the godparents, because I know y'all are gonna be like my Roy and Alicia. Like, I know if we were to leave out of town, Ghost would be out there on the thing mowing the grass. Like, I got this, Tracy.
For real.
That's so sweet.
You know.
They would.
But yeah, no, she's in good hands right now. We want to
Nice.
do a podcast with her. We haven't got to that level yet. We
Yeah.
think she should say a couple more
You want
words.
to interview
first.
her?
Yeah, you know.
It's gonna be a great interview.
She's
Already saying
so
ball and oh no
cute. Yeah.
and wow.
Aw.
Ball, but also like mom's a rapper, and like let's talk about her first words: ball, wow, and oh no.
Sounds like a Megan Thee Stallion song.
It's like,
Shout out to Megan. We just saw her
we
the
just
other
saw
day.
Megan Thee Stallion at Paris Hilton's party. I
Oh,
love
nice.
her.
Hell yeah.
She's funny. But yo, we got to talk about your new music video because
yeah.
you just dropped it. We just went to the release party.
Fire
Yes, and
song.
thank you guys
seriously.
for coming. It really
I
meant a lot to me.
Yo, for
Thank you,
real.
bro.
Fire video, fire song.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, I love the
100%.
video.
Thank you.
I love the song Young Pinch.
Mhm.
How'd you link up with Young Pinch?
So, so I have I also have an indie label, and one of the artists that we have on our label is a rapper named Rob Law. Did you meet Rob?
Yes.
Yes,
And he
and-
always likes my Instagram posts.
Yeah,
Shout out to Rob Law.
shout out to Rob
I
Law.
always see like Rob Law CPT. Like,
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
my post.
For sure. For sure.
I love him.
He's amazing, and we always say that the phrase he always says, moving without the ball. That's what we always say, moving without the ball. And so like he started making a few plays and like kind of knew Pinch from because he lives in Whittier.
Mhm.
So a lot of these guys, they know each other like coming up in music and stuff down there. Same thing with Fora. So he knew him. What were you gonna say?
I love that expression, moving
Yeah,
without
moving
the ball.
without the ball, right?
Make yourself useful even when it's
Exactly.
not all about you.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's like in basketball, right? It's
Yeah.
like you might have to set a screen or do
Yeah.
whatever. So that is definitely something that we've been doing as a team. That's definitely something Rob did here. Was like he just kind of made that introduction and it made sense. And so and it's been really cool because like Pinch posted the video and I wasn't sure how his fans would respond, and they responded so well. So it seemed that they loved it. Like they were like, "Man, this is the Pinch vibe that we want." So that was really nice.
I
Song
need
was
to know.
hard.
Do you know how he got his name? Maybe we need to get him
Yeah.
on the podcast eventually.
Yeah.
Young Pinch. I'm dying to know where that name came
I'm
from.
pretty sure it was because he used to always finish the blunt, and so he used to pinch it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I was about to be like, is it because you pinching a little out the? Because we had a friend in high school who he always would want to roll the blunt,
Right.
and we're like, nah, don't let him roll the blunt. He's over here pinching, and it's
That's
because
so
he
funny.
it's because
Because he's finessing some
yes,
weed from
you
it.
give him and you look at the blunt like, I know we gave him more weed than that, and like it's because he pinched a little nug to the side for himself, you know.
Shit, maybe. I feel like that's what he said though. Like he used to, I don't know, something like that.
That's
but
funny.
You'll have to get him on here and ask him. He's a
That's-
really chill dude, and something I really like about him is he pulls up solo. Like he's very what's the word? He's very mindful, like and very present.
Mhm.
So he's kind of comes off a little bit like he's very cool. He's a very
Yeah.
cool guy. He's very,
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? He doesn't say much, but he's very respectful and supportive to things that he likes, and he shows his love when it's time, but he doesn't waste words, and I really respect that about him. And he doesn't try to like do too much. He pulled up to the studio by his damn self, pulled up to the music video by his damn self, and I just really respect that.
Yeah, that's
I
hard.
love that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of that type of person too,
For
but
sure.
it got to a point where I was doing too many things alone, and I was like, this
Yeah.
is awkward.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll go to do somebody's podcast and I'm by myself, and they're like, okay, so like who's with you? And I'm like, it's just
Right.
me.
Right. They're
And
like,
I'm
really? Really?
You know, like by myself. And
Yeah.
so like, you know, I even told you this, babe, like when I was single, like I would go eat alone all the time. Like I loved it. Like I genuinely
being
was
alone,
one of those
too.
people that loves to be like a loner.
Yeah.
But then this is where it gets awkward when you're famous on TV.
Yeah.
And it's not as cool to be a loner then because people recognize you and they're like, why is she alone?
Yeah.
Does she not have a friend or
want-
an assistant or somebody?
Then they do the Sarah Marshall, the Jonah Hill and Sarah Marshall. Do you want a magazine or something? I mean, I would just be so bored.
And I'm like, and that's when I started to feel awkward as I would notice more people noticing me being alone. And
I
I'm
kind
like,
of feel that. It's like you're trying to be alone, but now everyone's watching you be alone.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I've like never been one to just pull up somewhere dolo. I always
Yeah.
feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's awkward, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like when you have like value, you got someone with you.
yeah, you got that. When you got value, you got a little squad at the right time.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel
they don't
that.
have to be there always, but like they pull up when it's time.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, for me personally, I've for some reason, I think it's my personality. I've been around loud people all my life.
Mhm.
All my life.
Oh,
Like very
here's another one.
right. No, but like, you know, it's not. I like loud people
Yeah.
because you know it's like I like activity. I'm
Well,
loud myself.
Italian
right?
culture, very
Yeah.
very loud people. My nanny
Yeah.
who raised me, I tell you this all the time. My nanny
Mhm.
who raised me, Marion, was an Italian woman, and
That's right.
yeah, so I grew up very much like I know so much about Italian culture and Italian food and
Yeah.
she was a very sassy woman, but she was the sweetest, most innocent, like angel of a woman as well. She was basically like a nun.
That's dope.
No, I'm not joking. She was like a nun. I think she was like a virgin until
Oh,
she
she
died.
was. She was like a sister. Like,
She wasn't a real.
she wasn't a
like,
real nun.
But
Oh.
like she literally was a virgin until she died. I think.
Oh wow.
Like this is who raised me.
That's
Immaculate.
crazy.
This is why
It's
I'm
an
such a
immaculate
good
record.
little amazing girl. If Marion was alive up until I was a teenager, I would not be a rapper right now. Like if
Damn,
Marion was still alive, like past when I was in elementary school, like I would have had a way stricter upbringing, you know, and I probably wouldn't be who I am today. But
Wow.
I also wouldn't be who I am today without her as well. So like
That's
that,
fire.
yeah.
Shout out the Italian mamas out there.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
she was literally like my mom as a kid, and
That's
yeah,
fire. I
I've
love that.
I've always said too, it's so funny, like growing up, I was like, Marion would always tell me when I was little, she was like, one day I'm gonna take you to Italy, and like, I'm such a goober these days. I don't want to cry. Let me just
Oh, come on.
let me breathe. But yeah, she always would be like, one day I want to take you to Italy so you could see where I'm from and my culture. And she ended
Love
up
that.
passing away when I was 9 years old. She had cancer, and Still to this day, I haven't made my way to Italy, and like that's what I was telling him. I'm like, I've got to go this summer. I finally have a little bit of time to travel, a little bit of money saved up, and I'm like, I just want to go to Italy so bad, and like that's like my goal to be like my first like, I don't know, amazing.
I still haven't even been.
You gotta, where? Are you?
I want to go to I want to go to the island Sardinia.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Bahamas of Italy. It's basically like being like in the Bahamas or something, but with Italian food and like and yeah.
Can you type in where they filmed The Equalizer 3? That's where we gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Look where they filmed The Equalizer 3. I believe it's like on the coast of Naples. That's
I
where my
remember
family's
what it
from,
looks like. It's like a town that's like by the water.
Yeah.
But it's like old school.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's right up
Feels
my alley.
very like authentic.
Yo, dude,
Yeah,
for real.
right.
Look at this.
Yeah, I've been offered to go to Milan a couple times, but the timing just never really worked out.
Yeah, 'cause
really?
he's like-
yeah,
like,
I'm surprised you haven't been
He's
to
kind
Milan.
of famous there.
No,
Like he's on a bunch of billboards and
Yeah.
stuff.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, so I didn't know this for the longest time, but I'm like a lot more popping in Italy for some reason.
That
like,
is so
Th-
fun.
but
I'm
like
excited. I
what
told
you
you,
said,
man.
Yeah.
his looks, they probably think you're Italian.
Domenico!
yeah, I know. See, I need to embrace my
I'm telling you,
Italian
man.
side.
You're Italian. You're Italian.
Non-Italian side.
But not for real.
You're
Like
Italian.
I've booked multiple like I'm on billboards in Italy. But yeah,
That's
I've just
crazy.
and they've offered for me to come a couple times, but it's like
Oh my
going there
God.
for a month, I would miss too much work here.
Oh wow.
Go to that one picture
Bro, you
right
get off the
there.
plane and people just go crazy. They're like, what? You're like, what the hell?
Next one, yeah, that one. What the? How do they make that big?
Domenico.
Oh, that just looks like a dream.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Oh, I guess that's the Amalfi Coast.
Okay, that's why. Yep.
It's
yeah, that's
so dope.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
just love like
beautiful.
he's sitting at this like little cafe and the water's right there and the town is quaint and the cliffside is right there.
It trips me out
perfect.
how they build buildings like
Yeah.
into these cliffs in these places.
I know
They
it's
do
insane.
it here though
Santorini.
too. It's funny we
Yeah.
say this, but like look around. That's literally this neighborhood.
Literally,
I
your
My
guess
house.
you're right,
backyard,
yeah.
my
Point.
backyard is slightly
No,
falling
bro,
from the
on
rain
our-
right
on
now.
That's a good point.
Up
yeah.
on our street up here, there is a whole entire house held
Yeah.
up by two skinny poles.
Oh my
off a
God.
hill. It just looks like it's about to come down any minute.
Yeah, I'm straight off that, bro.
It's
I don't know.
insane.
Every time we walk under it, we're like pick
Yeah.
up the pace a little bit.
Right. Yeah,
Okay, wait. So, guys, I know that we're talking about our dream vacations in Italy, but speaking of dreams, what's next for you after this new single? Are you working on a new album?
I just joined a new distribution company, which I'm really excited about. Just like having the support, having the like the financial backing, just having the because that as an independent artist, you know the feeling of being like, okay, I'm gonna put all my resources, all my money into this, and then you kind of have to come up with your own plan and figure out all that stuff. And I feel like I've done a good job independently of like getting my music to a good streaming, like it streams a lot. And now my goal is to bring my person up, like get
your
my
personal branding.
yeah, my personal brand up. And that's what was really fun on tour was like a lot of times being posted by Fora or, in Pinch. When you post me, it's like, there's a lot of people like, I didn't know about you. I met you through Chanel or I met you through this. So it's really lovely. I'm really blessed and to have like, people be sharing me like that. But I want to start to really take that side of it more serious. I think that for a while I was really focused on getting my music out there. So, that happened from like video games that the songs were on or like little things like that. And one of the
Well, that's not a little thing. His music was in NBA 2K and like what wasn't it in also like some NFL commercials and stuff?
yeah, Monday Night Football, Come Alive was played a lot. Like different like Bullet commercial, Matrix, trailer stuff. Like
Hell yeah.
so there was like different things. So it's really cool to see your music live in places like that. But I've seen comments on underneath my videos before that's like or if it was like a video that of actually me, they'd be like, oh, I had no idea that's what he looked like, or like I've never actually seen him before. So that's validating because it's like, oh, people are actually out there like listening and knowing who I am, but also at the same time it's like I'm not doing as good a job as I can be with getting my face out there.
Dude,
So
we're starting
I'm
today.
working
I'm
on it.
telling you.
Yeah,
we
for
have the vision.
yes, I know, 100%.
I'm dead ass serious. If you're open to it, I really think that there's a play there.
Yeah, I definitely, and I appreciate that because I think that's definitely something that I mean, that would be music to my dad's ears because he's just like, well, once you stop dressing like a little fucking kid.
Bro, you gotta be on your Michael Corleone vibes.
Yeah, he's like,
you
why don't
know,
you put a
straight
suit
up.
on? Put a friggin' suit on.
No, let me tell you, I had a
Yeah.
friend, and actually, sadly, he passed away, so rest in peace. But
Ooh.
he came from a
Yeah.
very prominent family who owns a bunch of strip clubs and stuff. And when we were 17, they're also Italian. When we were 17, wearing suits every day.
Oh yeah.
And we used to all like,
Wow.
his name was Tony.
Of course it was.
We used to all joke around like, yo, Tony's like a freaking mob boss. He literally, and he would like kind of egg it on too. And he'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, you guys want to go to dinner? And he'd talk like that stuff. And like, I was like, dude, he was so fun. I hooked him up to be my friend's prom date. And then I went with this other kid and we all went to prom at Beverly Hills High School.
Oh,
and he
wow.
was like, yeah, we're going to take my dad's old school rolls. and it was like, literally, I felt like I was going with
Yeah.
like a mob boss to
he
the
definitely
prom,
had,
you know?
He definitely had one of these on. He absolutely had one of these on.
Yeah, no, but like it's funny though because like as kids, this goes to show you how just dressing like that
Yeah.
will make people respect you more. Like
Absolutely.
it was like just seeing him in a suit made him like this boss to everybody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I love that. I agree. My father raised me that way too. I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
my own style, but he had a very dapper style. That was a little bit more in. And I think that where our styles went, I mean, I love seeing someone dressed super dapper, but where our styles went was just like, a little different. We like to wear Adidas and Vans and like, baggy pants and shit. But like, I definitely feel like that's the next era for me is like, that dapper look. And if I show you like pictures of my grandfather and my father, like you would see like, yo, these guys were to the nines.
Yeah.
Vests,
I've seen your
jackets.
mom and dad at one of your little events and they seem like the cutest little couple.
They're the cutest little
They're
couple. I
so
love them.
cute.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
Yeah, that's dope. They ask about you, but my
Oh,
mom.
really?
How's Chanel? I was watching her run. I think like I told her I was working with Chanel for like maybe a year, and I don't think she had ever seen her on TV. And she was like at a hotel, and like Chanel came on.
Of
She's like,
course.
"Oh my God, that's who Nicholas works with." She was all excited, So
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wait, I got to ask you about this because I
Yeah.
know that we've talked about it as artists who really need to utilize social media to stay relevant and to get more poppin'. What is your thoughts on like, because I know you're still trying to build your TikTok right now, which by
Yeah.
the way, everybody go follow Ill Nicky on TikTok. He be putting in that work
yes,
and he needs that viral moment.
come on.
You're gonna get it.
We're
'Cause
gonna
I
get
see
it.
you putting in that work and like
Thank you, Chanel.
I know some people who just can't, like they give up
Yeah,
and they're really talented and it's like why are you not just keep going? Like you know what I mean? Like if you can sing, if you can dance, if you have talent at all,
Yeah.
just keep posting it until somebody picks it
absolutely.
up.
Yeah.
Now that they're
Consistency.
talking about TikTok going away, do you think now that you're really starting to get into your social media and really building that side, do you think that this is like a really big setback for artists? Or do you think it could be a good thing to bring things back around about focusing more on the music?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say I love that because I think it's both ways. I've seen TikTok be such an amazing tool for personal friends of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Caitlyn go from she had just put out the Russ Handsomer remix,
Yeah.
and like I watched that viral moment happen, and you're seeing somebody, and I didn't realize like she had been putting in years of work. Same thing with my boy Stevie Ray, my boy Gus Glasser, Michael Manelli. These are all people that I saw from being like 200, 300 views on their TikToks to all of a sudden it's like you got that one because you kept staying consistent, and now everybody gets to hear how deep the catalog is because they're like, wow, I wouldn't have known. So I love that we're able to find artists in that way. That's one. But two, I don't like when people start. It's not that I don't like it. It's like we start playing the algorithm rather than putting out something that's special to us. And I
Yeah.
feel that what fans across the world really resonate with is hearing something that they can really relate to, somewhere they can see themselves. That's why people resonate with Fora. And Fora is over here. He's got 1,000+ people every show of people that years ago, whether it was 2 years ago or 10 years ago, that heard something in his music that got them through a tough time. So I really think it's important for why I like TikTok and social media in general is because it forces people to be where like you are. You know, make
Yeah.
sure that you're looking after the brand because that's what's going to keep people. When you walk into a restaurant, be like, okay, the tacos could be smacking, but like what's going to bring people back? The vibe here is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what we are. We're just like, we're billboards. And so like we have to bring people back with that. The music can only do so much. And so with that, like the exit of wherever culture goes or wherever, like, you know, let's just say everything, the grid fell off and we went back to just like CD sales and live shows, I would have no problem with that. I know myself there, and I love that. And I think any challenge for any artist to like really something to work on something that they don't do well is a win. And I think artists need to understand it's all aspects. And so like my aspect right now is really just growing the brand through socials and getting people to really see the story.
So you basically are like, we don't want TikTok going anywhere. If that's how you feel.
I would appreciate it if the world can keep things around for a little bit, because the minute it's like every fucking time that we get in a little like you get in the swing of things, like I feel like I'm finally getting my handle on Instagram. Did you see me on tour when I was like, I did pretty good. I
want to give you a shout out as a friend who's tried to encourage you to get more into your social media. I was like, yo, who's running his social media for him? At one point, I was like, yo, this is really good. But like, I know you, and I was like, he's doing it, and he's killing it.
Thank you. And it felt good to see the thing go up.
Yeah, and it came off like somebody was running it for you because you were so on top of it. You know.
Thank you. I made it like a thing. Like I told the guys before, I was like content guy before a DJ. Like I need a content guy before fuck a microphone. I don't even care. Like the things that you think I need for this tour are so last to content. I need a content person with me at all times, and I don't care what it's like. I need to pay that because that's what I've been missing. I haven't been missing my live shows. I got that down, and I've got my music out there. But it's like I need people to know that we're out here, and I need to be consistent with it. So I was like really proud of that. I used to come to Chanel's for sessions and be like, post a fucking TikTok, bro. I'd have like my song. I'd like have a song, and she's like, "You put out a song? Why don't you like post something?"
Yeah,
no, I respect that though, because everything you're saying right now just shows an awareness of where things are at right now and where you're at. And I feel like a lot of people wouldn't have the awareness to be like, "Yo, this is my priority because this is where I need to build." And I feel like a lot of people get stubborn when it comes to these things. And just hearing what you're saying, it's like, yo, I need someone following me with the content. Like I need someone to be getting this content so I can build my brand. Fuck having like my special DJ or like whatever. Like this comes first.
Right.
That's really smart.
Let me tell you too, as an artist, you never know where life's gonna take you. You know, for me, I've been in TV, so as an artist with having this whole like career outside of TV, I've been trying to document everything I do and really show the world.
You've always been so good at that.
Thank you. Really show the world another side of me. I've been trying to put out all these BTS videos on my YouTube and like vlogs and this and that. And what's crazy is I tried to get my own TV show for years. I made a million trailers. Like everybody knows this who knows me. And nothing was hitting. Nothing was, working out yet. And then I kind of like didn't care anymore. I was like, I got pregnant. I was like, I'm having a baby. The last thing I could care about now is having my own show. And then I get my own show. Right. But the beauty of that is that even at a time when my career was a little, not, I wouldn't say down. It was just a long break after having a baby and stuff, I have all of this footage, even in my show, of past performances and past moments in my career because I stayed so on top of capturing everything, you know? Yeah. Dude, even my dad, like we have all this kid footage of me. Like I literally have kid footage. You would crack up.
I'm so jealous. I have none, dude.
I don't have a lot either.
I'm not gonna lie. Like seeing this, like my dad, like this is where he killed it as a dad in life. Like you have to give like shout out to Seth. Like I have footage where I'm like we said, my first name's Chelsea, and I go, this is Chelsea TV. It's better than MTV and VH1.
You have this?
Yes, I swear.
Wow.
I literally say it's better than MTV and VH1. Like I have my own MTV show now.
Oh
like,
my God.
Isn't that crazy? It gives me chills talking about it. It's like I manifested this since childhood. But like all of this footage, my dad didn't know where it was going to end up. He thought he was just taking footage to help build me up to be more comfortable in front of the
my man was
camera.
getting content.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But even with me though too, like I've always just got footage because not only do I want to build my socials, but I'm really big on memories, and I'm like, I want to remember this first tour. I want to remember this first time I did this and that, and you never know. Like you will blow up as an artist. We don't know when it's going to happen. It could be tomorrow. It could be in 2 years. It's going to happen though. And when it does, you don't know. You might be that type of artist where people really love your funny personality and they're like, he needs a show. And then guess what? You've been filming all of your journey for the past so many years. And now this show or documentary or whatever has all this great content to really like genuinely tell your story, you know?
That.
And so that's why like I tell all my artist friends and anybody who's kind of, who knows that they're kind of building this type of story for themselves, capture everything.
God. I love that so much because it's like I've met a lot of artists that feel like they're wasting their time if they don't, if they post something that doesn't get a bunch of views or if they post a song that doesn't get a bunch of streams. It's like I say the same thing on the other side of the music. It's like just build your catalog. So I think that's an amazing like note for people out there. It's
dude,
like,
and people are watching.
I've been thinking that.
People are watching, and people get so obsessed with having a million people see something they do. But guess what? All it takes is one executive, one business person.
Yeah.
All it takes sometimes is that one person to see it. And sometimes a handful of 100 powerful people seeing something is much better than a million, relatively unknown people seeing it. So sure. I feel like posting consistently, showing people what you're doing, putting yourself in position to be discovered and be seen.
Absolutely.
That's like so much more valuable because this happens to us all the time where we post something and we don't think it's getting like the traction that it should get, but then some very like powerful person sees it and acknowledges it and it added value.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's happened so many times like in music where, I mean, even like Russ, his first like level of exposure was Kylie Jenner, and she just posted his song. So you never know when that moment, like I actually daydream about these moments all the time where it's just like, and you ever had a really good dream and woke up from it?
You're lucky to be a male artist because there's way more chances of a random famous chick posting your song than my song. Because a random famous chick ain't gonna post Chanel West Coast because she knows if she does, I'm gonna be bigger than her.
Come on, hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, like, random famous chicks. Let's go.
Do you know what I mean? But like I will say this. That is something that you should really enjoy is being a male in this space. It really is. It's a huge benefit because it's a lot harder for females to navigate in the music industry, you know, and like shout out to the like real ones like Too Short, like you know what I mean, like it's hard for me like as a female rapper. I'm always worried like people are trying to like hook up with me or like be awkward and like
totally.
There is few people that are like normal. They're like, no, I'm down to collab and be cool and like I don't need to hook up with you, you know. Absolutely, like you know, like Too Short's one of these normal cool people. Ironic because his music would completely make you think he's the opposite.
Guy's walking out of your house. He's like, all right, have a good one. Like, what a normal guy.
No, but like, anyways, what I'm saying though is that I think that that's something that's really cool about being a guy artist because it's more of a competitive nature. You know, females, we want to support each other. We all want to be feminists, but it is this just like a slightly more competitive nature where girls don't support each other as much. So like as a male artist, you're way more likely to have one of these Instagram girls or models or whatever post to your song. They're not going to post to my song until I'm on the radio and it's cool to be posting me. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I agree fully. And like, that's something that like my, I've talked like, you know, with Kendra about this a lot, was like a lot of things that it's just on the personal journey side of it. Like the challenges that she would be facing were something that I was like, oh shit, what? There would be the things that you said. It was like she would get invited to go to a studio session and it would be like, oh, does this person really fuck with my music, really fuck with my skills? And then you find out like, no, this person wanted to date me or this person wanted to do these things. We don't deal with that. Or at least I don't. I haven't. I have before, like, but it's not the same. It doesn't have the same, like, it's not constantly in the back of your mind be like, but does this person only invite you to this session for that?
No, it's different for
Probably
a guy.
not, Nick. No one gives a shit, man. They want you to sing a hook. Like, but you know, so I see that, and I really am grateful for my position. I think that, especially, like, I think that I have a really high ceiling as an Italian guy, as a white guy too, is like it might be harder to break in certain levels, but once you do, the relatability that's just music in general. So I really do like acknowledge and appreciate that, like, you know, I see that, and the fact that like I'm still working to make it happen. It's like, come on, brother, you got everything going for you. Let's make this shit happen.
No, you're gonna definitely make this shit happen. Actually, I was gonna tell you, I need to get you. Yo, firstly, I can't believe I haven't brought this up earlier in this podcast. Nick has helped me co-write like my whole entire new album that's about to come out. We had a really great writing camp back in like, what was it, 2021?
I want to say maybe even 2020.
It was 2021.
Maybe. Okay, 2021.
Because we were out of like the craziness of 2020,
Right.
but it was still like,
True.
where's the world going?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We didn't
Still a
know.
big question mark.
Yeah, we were all still like cooped up and like,
Yeah.
you know, and things were weird, and I was like in a very lonely, like kind of depressed, like state, and you'll hear that in this album. There's a lot of songs that are more sad, and it's very like the vibe of the album, I feel like, is very like, it says it all in California State of Mind, which is why I'm calling the album that. It's very much about like the broken hearts and broken dreams that come with this lifestyle in Hollywood.
Absolutely,
and trying to pursue your dreams here in this place, California.
Yep.
And it's crazy because I took all this time off to have a baby. I'm in a way happier place than whenever we were writing songs. You remember when I was writing these songs, I was like, you guys, I'm depressed. Let's write about every shitty guy I've ever dated. Like,
sure.
Like, no,
It was
like, that
it was
was
a tough time.
Nick's probably relieved as somebody who writes songs with me, like, oh my God, thank God for Dom. Now
Oh my God, there's like this piece.
He's probably like, now I don't have to like really dig deep and like talk shit about people. Like, no, I'm just kidding. No, but like,
That's hella funny.
where was I going? Oh yeah, so the album, Nick helped me co-write, and we had a few other friends who helped work on the songs with me, and it's just like some of the best music I've ever made, and I feel like I wouldn't have been able to make this music without you. So shout out to you,
My dog. What the fucking stick shift?
No, I have. I guess what do you?
She doesn't like high fiving
Clammy
people.
hands?
I don't like
I
high
want-
five
one of
because
her
then I might
things.
splash you.
Oh my God, yeah, dude, the clammy hands are crazy, dude. I want to say too is like it's been a absolute joy for me, like, and again, like I've learned a lot about myself in those sessions with you, you know, and just in general, like I pick up a lot, you know, and the way that you operate. I just want to big up you, like, for
Thank
real,
you.
because there is so many times where you have a million things going on, and it's just like, and you hear those little like taps on the phone with her nails. It's just like, it's like sounds like a
All
crab
day.
walking, and it's just like pop, 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 pop. That's done, and then she goes over here and like executes the chorus, and then she goes over here and it's like, you know, and just you're able to do so much, and I really respect you.
Thank you.
First and foremost, I love these songs that have come into fruition, and another thing I really want people to know about her is that there's so many times where the whole song is written. I've kind of come in as a co-writer in helping the guidance of it. And like she'll be like, I want to say this, and this, and then like she'll say all the words, and then we'll put it in like a, you know, we'll figure out the melody, we'll say it in a cool way, and she'll be like, that was really tight, good job. I'm like, you just said it. So there's, you know, it's a great collaborative process. I love how hands-on, like, you know, we are with that, because there is a lot of people that I've worked with that aren't even present in the sessions.
Yeah.
And you know, you're not gonna get that connection of the song. Again, it goes back to like what people are resonating with. Really getting her story.
Yeah.
It's not like just some songwriters in a room writing and then she comes and does it. It's like,
no.
we're writing this, we're doing this together.
And I've heard from also I've had numerous writing sessions working with other writers to, you know, obviously try and improve my music. Cause like, let me just put that out there too. That's something that needs to be said. I have wrote a lot of songs
For years and years and
by
years
myself
and, years.
and spent hours. And like, what I realized is I would spend hours like putting like these meticulous bars into raps, and like nobody really paid attention. Like seriously. And then it's some of my songs that are like a little less effort put in that got more attention. And what I've realized, it's not the amount of hours you spend on something, it's just the quality of it. And the quality can be made in 1 minute or in 1 year, you know. It's like, it doesn't matter how much time you spend. It's just like, sometimes you make something great, sometimes you don't, you know. And yeah, I feel like people need to know that, like, I went through a long struggle of trying to write my own songs without any help, because I am capable of doing that, but I didn't have the success that I was looking for with those songs. And that's when I started reaching out and being like, okay, let me stop being stubborn. Let me lose my pride. I know I can make a hit song. Maybe I do need to bring in some help. from writers or an outside, source to come and give me another perspective. And that's what I learned working with writers was some writers I go to work with and they looked at it like they're literally supposed to write everything. And I'm like, I'm like, wait, I have ideas.
Annoying. It's so
I
annoying.
have feelings.
Yeah, for sure. No, seriously. And just to add to that, it's like, I just wish people would see the music process like more like sports.
Yeah.
And more like even like the way a restaurant operates. It's like, why are we so okay with like LeBron hitting a fucking no-look pass and then that guy's hitting the three? But in music, especially the genre we're in, it's like, what, you have to do everything to be No, you have... Kanye, I know he comes off as maybe like people think he's like a little egotistical, obviously, but like he said something that's always resonated with me. He says a true genius allows everyone else in the room to shine before them. And
that's funny he said that because I know a story that about him that fully contradicts
okay.
that.
I'm
but,
sure.
But for the sake of the conversation, that sentiment is what
he said it. That's all we need to know.
But that sentiment is exactly what you're doing. You're a businesswoman.
Yeah.
And you see, how is this thing going to operate in the most productive way possible? And whether that's you're leaning on this side for that, that's what I do. Like that's why you got these guys here with all the cameras and stuff. We finna do all this shit ourselves?
Right.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I could if I wanted to go mentally insane
Right.
and literally not have a
Drain
second
yourself.
to breathe. I'm a person that I'm all about work smarter,
Yeah.
not harder. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I feel like, again, it goes back to like, it doesn't matter how much time you've spent on something. It's what did you do with the time you spent? You know what I'm saying? And like, I also learned this from being a mom, like I used to be like, before being a mom, I'd be like, oh my God, there's not enough time in the day. I can't get everything done. And I'm like, I was so dramatic then because there is enough time in the day. I know now because I'm raising a full-on human.
Right.
And she'll nap for an hour. And during that hour, I got more done in that hour than I would have back in a full day before because I knew, okay, if I don't get this done in an hour, the baby's going to be up and I won't have time to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
And so it's like, we about getting it done over here.
It's funny. I can never have excuses with parents. They'll be like, hey, can you like make this happen or do this? And I'm like, no, I can't because they're like, oh, really? We're raising a whole ass kid. And we're also doing this. It's like, damn, I really like,
I'm not going to lie though, too. We've got to admit, and this is, we shouldn't even admit it, but that's one of the greatest things of being a parent and having a kid. And I'm not going to say that we've used her as an excuse for anything because we haven't. There has been genuine, just so many things like this happened with Bowie today, can't make it, or like da-da-da. And it's like, oh, like, couldn't get a sitter. And it's like, so oh my God, the can't get a sitter is the best bailout of all freaking time. And I never had this before. I always needed something to be like, no, I can't make it. And people be like, what? Like, I know you're a networker. I know you're a hustler. I know you want to be here. They also don't know that I enjoy like to chill too. And this is the greatest thing to happen to me. I'm like, oh, I don't got a sitter. I've had a couple people be like, I know someone. And I'm like, I'm going to pretend I didn't read it.
Right. I literally said, it's funny because I literally said this yesterday. I said, damn, I wish I had a kid so that I can make that my excuse.
Wait, that's so
I literally
funny.
said that because we were
be careful what you wish for.
I know. I'd be down for a kid. I'm ready for a child.
It's almost that time.
Yeah, I'm ready for a child.
That's good. That's good. That shows a great maturity in you, especially as an artist.
Yeah.
You're in a game where it's like, listen, you just got off tour. I'm sure there was girls every night trying to be like, Nick, I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah.
And to hear that come from somebody who's in your space, that's a great thing to hear.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's something that people really respect in musical artists when they do have that significant other in their life and children are raising a family. It just makes them 10 times more relatable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's cool to hear that you're on that page. Maybe we'll get Jess on the podcast.
He brings her picture up just now.
And then maybe we'll connect.
Let the
her with
process
you.
begin.
Dude, write her a love song. The song should be called "Love Is Blind."
No, I know.
No, it should be called something funny to go with the fact that you fell in love with her from Love Is Blind. like love is ratings.
Love is ratings.
Love is ratings.
Like I'm not saying I'm ready for a kid. Like I want to like start having a kid. But like all I'm saying is that like I'm like we're in like a selfish industry. We have to be selfish all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get sick of like myself. You know, I get like a lot of the times it's like you're putting your music together, you're pushing yourself, you're putting your video out there. Like one thing I wish I had is like I just want to take care of somebody, and like I
You
just
just
want
start with a dog.
yeah that well I got 2 cats, and and I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm like, I mean, I know that this is like actually going out in the world, but like I'm not actually ready to date. I was in a long
Yeah, yeah.
relationship, and there's so much love there still. So whether that is something that happens in the future, you know, but like I'm so focused on me right now that, you know, responsibly, I don't think I'm ready for a kid. Also, I don't like, you know, I don't want to do it myself. So, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
take your
I'm
time.
open to it. And it kind of happened fast for you guys.
It did, but it
So-
was the
Yeah.
right timing. It was
You
just
never know.
it was like the way that things have fallen, I think, together in both of our lives,
Mhm.
and you know, and it's so many other. It's just like you realize once you have this baby that like it's such a blessing, and
Yeah.
Bowie especially, you know, like she's
so cute, dude.
so happy. She's
Yeah.
such a joy. I mean, we can be so tired, and she could wake us up 3 times in the middle of the night, and like you just wake up so excited to spend the day with this little angel of a thing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's
Like,
awesome.
Yeah, and like obviously you
Mm.
could say this about everybody, and I'm sure it does apply to everybody, but I do feel like in certain cases it's like you can just tell someone was meant to be here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
And it's
awesome.
like
Bowie was meant to be here.
But yeah.
Like she has way too much personality
That's fire.
to not exist in the time and place that she did.
yeah,
Wow.
and
You know?
I can tell
That's
we both feel the same way. It's like we both like yeah,
Yeah.
that's our baby.
That's
you know,
awesome.
like
Like
we're
this
like
isn't just like some baby that's just like being a baby. Like you
Yeah.
can just tell she's already got so much personality. She's already like a little star.
You guys are so dope. I think that you guys are such a good example of like modern day parents, and like, cause you're cool as shit. Like you guys are both
Thanks.
like bosses, both doing your thing. Like you have this like really dope way that you work together, but also like you guys are always with Bowie. Like it feels like you're able to be in more than one place at one time. And
Yeah.
and I just really just want to big up you guys. Like
thank you.
the way that
Thank
and the way that you are together. It's like, man, what did I tell you about this guy when it was like, I don't know if you could find another guy that is just like you know those things where it's like it connects like this. And it's just like Avatar. You remember Avatar when they put the
Oh, yeah.
put the hair in the dragon type
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
It's a crazy analogy. But like that's y'all, man. You're like perfect little counterparts. Like it just, like she'll be going crazy on some other shit. Like, babe, did you hear about all this shit? And there's like a lot of guys that might be like, yo, like what the, like irritated. He goes one time. He goes, hey babe, love you. Don't have the bandwidth for that right now. and she literally walks away. She's like, okay, I'll come back later. It's like that was the most incredible like partnership I've ever seen. Goals, man.
I don't remember when, but I kind of
And
remember.
right here, the guy was making you tamales or something like that. It's like, this guy.
I don't have the bandwidth for that.
Yeah, but
as
it's so
soon as he
respectful.
throws out a word like bandwidth, I know
Bandwidth.
that I'm doing
Oh,
too
yeah.
much. I need to chill.
Yeah, he had the articulation to say bandwidth, and you're like, yeah, it must be serious. Let's go downstairs.
That's so
No, it's
funny.
great, man.
Yo, oh my god, you crack me up. Yo, Nikki, you've been one of our greatest guests. I love that we
Yeah.
are able
Oh,
to have
thank
just
you.
such natural, fun banter. It's
For real.
always
Man, I
great
love y'all,
whenever
man.
we're personal friends with the
Yes.
guest. But
Yeah.
yeah, I want everybody who's watching to go check out your music. His new
you.
single and music video with Young Pinch
Yep.
called Hometown Famous.
Hometown.
Love the
Yes,
song, love the
thank you.
video, super fire. Also, I did direct a video for my boy Ill Nicky too. Check
Yup.
it out.
Big facts
Uh,
called
yeah,
No
the-
Roads.
Your
Yep.
YouTube is just at Ill Nicky, right?
Yeah, if you just type in Ill Nicky on YouTube.
Or anywhere.
Yep. And yep, there it is right there. Just type in Ill Nicky
Hey.
anywhere.
ILL Nicky.
Yep. And ILL, as you can see with my hoodie, is I Love Life. So it's my little lifestyle brand that I started. That's the Ill
That's
Movement is the
fire.
name of my label.
That's
and we
dope.
just, we push in. We got a cool little community growing from this. And so thank you so much for opening up your platform for me.
Oh,
I-
you'll
I
be back.
appreciate
We'll
y'all.
be back on
I'd love
next
to.
season of Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
I could be like your little like off co-host, like if ever you need just like color
Yeah.
commentary. You know, I could be
Yeah.
like the weatherman. You know, you ever need just like especially like okay, let's get some some activity
Imagine
in
if
here.
Nikki was just like, well, like, that's what we kind of do. I feel like would be funny. I already kind of talked about this. Like, if there was just this funny, like, kind of like side host who's like randomly in the bushes, like that pops up that's like,
Yeah.
but what about that?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
like-
like I thought it would be so funny to have a character like that. I think you're doing way bigger things right now than
Oh no,
hiding
no.
in the bushes
I'm
in our
happy
podcast.
to pop out the bushes for sure.
But yeah, no, we could definitely bring you back on. I feel like we should bring Nikki and Apollo back on, and we should.
Oh.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be a
Right?
fun
Especially if we were
episode.
watching Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
Oh my God, watching Love Is Blind,
Or
talking
watching
about the
anything,
music
really.
industry,
Let's do it.
and just having that natural, real banter
Yes.
between real friends is what I think makes
Absolutely.
great entertainment.
For
you
sure.
know?
For sure. I'm with that 100%. Can I just do one last shout out? This music video was actually directed by
Yes.
Fast, which it was like, it was funny because we had been together for a long time, and we kind of decided we were gonna work on ourselves for a little while, and it was like 2 months after that, and she was like, am I still directing the music video? I'm like, hell yeah, you are. So
Nice.
it ended up being amazing. Like, she killed it. And it was also produced by my boy Billion, and so I'm really just proud of the whole team. Like, we brought this one together, and it's doing really well.
The video's amazing.
It's doing really well.
It
so
really is. The
thank
way
you
it
so
was
much.
cut, the way it was filmed, edited, like it
Thank
looks
you.
fire, and the song.
Yeah,
really
and
cool.
Will Raver was the guy who you worked with Willie before, Chanel. Will Raver.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm really like, okay, there's like, I know like 4 Wills, so I'm getting confused.
For everybody in music and all this shit down here, his name is Will.
No,
It's
Will
19
and
Wills.
Jeff. It's like those are 2 names that I come
Jeff.
across a lot,
I know 18 Jeffs down here.
right? Wow. Will and Jeff. They're
Will and
big in the
Jeff.
music game.
Right. That should be like the code word for like an industry guy.
Whenever we
Yeah.
Guys are
create our
Will.
next
Yeah.
no, say we come together and we like make like our own microphone company, that's what we'll call it, Will and Jeff.
Sounds like a car wash.
yeah, yeah.
Really?
Like all the equipment.
Right.
Somewhere there's a Will and there's a Jeff.
So when there's a Will, there's a Jeff.
Where there's a Will, there's a
That's
Jeff.
The slogan, company slogan.
Wow,
right there.
where there's a Will, there's a Jeff. Man, we got ideas out the ass.
Okay, we are
Officially
nerds.
overtime.
We are officially overtime, but thank you for being
Thank
an
you guys.
amazing
Ill
Thank you
guest.
so
Nicky.
much. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Hometown
Laugh
famous,
Podcast.
baby.
Thank you for having me on the Laugh Podcast.
Yes, tune in again soon.
Get your merch at thelaughstore.com.